Friday. Welcome to ATI ProMedia. We are powered by Advanced Trading. It is Memorial Day weekend. I wanted to say quick thank you to anyone actively serving in the military, and also make sure we never forget the people that laid down the ultimate sacrifice. That's why we have Memorial Day. And just to say thank you for helping us build this great country, and make sure we appreciate that. So with that, we'll jump into the show. Markets, it's light volume day, just looking at the markets, not a whole lot of price action, but we do have some headlines. We've got a cattle on feed report out this afternoon. Brady will be breaking that down with me. The Dow stock market had a rough day yesterday, one of the worst we've seen in 2024. New farm bill draft, right? We're making progress, but we still got a long way to go. And then last one that just popped up is, does Putin want a ceasefire? Is he ready to call it in Russia and Ukraine? So we'll be breaking all that down, and also looking at weather, looking where is planning progress going to be for Tuesday. All eyes will be on that. And can we continue this good price action, right? Good follow through into next week, into the weeks following. So with that, bringing my co-host Brady Huck.
Connor.
Brady, how's it going? We got another day without Tommy Grisafi, so we're going to talk about whatever we want. But like always, you never know. I think he's I'm not sure what he's doing. I know he's tied up, but
well, he jumped on there earlier pre-show, and that grass he was in was pretty tall. I always thought they that golf course, they might have been getting away from him with the greenskeeper out there. Or he's playing in a weird spot. I don't know why he's playing there, but different angle.
well deserved day off. But with Tommy, you never know. He might jump on even if he said he's not going to.
He might.
But anyway, let's jump into it. I'll do a quick rundown on prices if we want to kick it to LaSalle Street, because we've got corn, July corn down a penny at 462, D's 24, 486, down a half cent. July soybeans up 3, continuing the follow through. November soybeans, call it unchanged at 12.15. CBOT wheat, July wheat, basically unchanged, 697. And so Brady, kick it with the cattle and equities.
Yep. Cattle on the feeder side, we're down $1.80 here to start the day. Some selling going in, liquidation going into the reports this afternoon. Fats are down. Fat steers, live cattle are down 40 to 50 cents. And then the lean hogs are mixed here, down a little bit on the front, with the July down 100 points and the back end up 100 points on the back end. Equities, looking at stocks. The Dow's up 55, S&P up 20, NASDAQ up 87. We got green on the screen with the macro market equities. The dollar's a tick weaker. Gold and silver are up. Bitcoin's up a little bit as well. 2-year and the 10-year are down on the day. So that's the macro market equities there.
Gotcha. All right. We'll jump on the show. Memorial Day weekend, like we said, markets are closed Monday. We will open for the night trade at 7 p.m., but hope everyone enjoys the nice 3-day weekends. Markets close Monday. But then we do have cattle on feed report out at 2 p.m. today. I believe you're going to do a breakdown of that for premium and really doing that. And I think you've got some charts and stuff. You want to talk about that later in the show as well, right?
Okay. Yep. I'm going to break down cattle on feed report this afternoon, pre-report positioning. Yep.
Awesome. All right. First one we have is the Dow had one of the worst days since March of 23, almost more than a year ago, one of the worst trading sessions, right? NVIDIA could not pull it higher. We talked about that yesterday, the NVIDIA 10-for-1 stock split, crushed earnings. I think they were up 9-10%, something like that. But overall, it was a negative day. Most of it, to me, goes back to the Fed rhetoric and that. And then also, I think the 3-day weekend, too, didn't fuel it. So negative day yesterday on the stock market.
Yeah, it's interesting to look at a breakdown of, I saw a neat graphic online. I should have brought it in. It had all the, different sectors of the markets, and there was one box of green, and it was NVIDIA, and then the rest was just red, but not enough to carry the whole rest of the market. I think it's still up again here today, but NVIDIA is as well.
Yeah, good. I mean, like Tommy's fond of saying, we can't go up every day. We've had a great run on the S&P, so I think we will close lower S&P Dow, but we'll see what that brings next week. Last one, I have this, Brady, and it's kind of early to the game. It's not, it's news, but then also it's no news. But I feel like we need to talk about it. We still don't have a farm bill. They couldn't pass one for 23. But we did see we've got one. The House Ag Committee advances the Farm Bill draft. So it still very much does not have bipartisan support. It was mostly Republicans, with I think 4 Democrats pushed it through. But my feeling is that we've still got a long way to go. It doesn't feel, if this even makes it to the Senate floor, I don't know if we're going to get the support, right? Democrats want to see more in terms of SNAP benefits. They want to see more green,
Climate
sustainable
change type
climate
stuff.
change. They
Mhm.
want that rhetoric. Right now, the big changes for us that are farming, I saw up. We're upping the reference prices by 10-20%, right? So good to see. That was the big ones that jumped at me. But I think the takeaway is we've still got a ways to go before we get a farm bill passed. Is what it feels like to me right now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. Absolutely. Yep.
So
I woke up here to a headline with on Reuters that Putin wanted a
yeah,
ceasefire for that next talking point. Thought that was definitely a story going into a big 3-day weekend here, weather weekend. But Putin wanting a ceasefire. If we were to slow things down there in the Black Sea, I don't know what they've taken over exactly from the land grab Russia's done, where those battlefields lines are, but it's I don't know.
because
Interesting headline that could change markets going forward for
very,
sure.
very much so. So, if I understand it correctly, he's interested in a ceasefire if we draw the lines where they are at right now. He's not interested in ceding back what was taken over, what was lost. He's saying, one of those spit in the hands, we'll call it even,
Yep.
and draw the lines right here. So, we'll see what Ukraine and what the West response is going to be. But it's a change from what we've heard, right? That he's even asking for a ceasefire. Kind of feels like a big deal to me.
Yeah. Is it what he really wants, or is it just a bit of gamesmanship here too? You got to always scratch your head and wonder what's going
Right,
on beneath the surface of those headlines. Yep.
right, absolutely.
Cool.
So, uh, next thing I have, let's see. Monday we saw a 21% increase in corn planting progress. We are close to the 5-year average. What are we going to
Mhm.
see? How much progress do we get through this week? What are we going to see Tuesday? And then how does that correlate with the final yield trend line yield numbers? So first, let's say, can we make the average week on week progress is 11%. Can we see more than that? Are we going to see a little bit less than that? Right? We've had scattered rains and different areas. Illinois, Iowa are definitely probably still the main areas that are lagging in terms of planning progress, even though we've made great progress. But what are we going to see Tuesday, and what is that? So add any comments, and I'm going to pull up this chart that Larry put together as well.
Yeah, yeah, big weekend. It's always this 3-day weekend seems to always be a big weekend for these grain markets and agriculture. Just the 3-day weekends. Traders go home. Maybe they go drive around the country and they get a look at where the corn crop is, what it looks like. Is it knee high? Where will it be knee high? Just the sense and the feel there. What do you got here pulled up here, Connor?
Yeah, Larry, emails flying around, and Larry Schonkweiler, part of our research team, put this together. So what he was looking at is if May 12th corn planting was a little bit behind, we typically don't hit a trend line yield, is what he was saying. And so as of May 12th, we were 49% planted, right? The next week is when we made the huge jump. And so what can we expect based on previous years? Are we going to see a reduction in that trend line yield? And historically, the answer to that is yes. We see a little bit reduction in that final final yield. Um, this year feels a little bit different. We made a lot of to me, we made a lot of progress the week after that, right? Genetics continued to get better. It's not fair to compare 24 to 2002 or even 2010, 2011, right? In my opinion.
Hmm.
And so can we look for a reduction in trendline yield just based off late planning? I don't see it right now. What do you think?
I look at this graphic, these cluster graphics where you've got those dots out there, and how that planning progress correlates to the yield. And I look at the '09 dot, that's just a little bit above 50% planted on May 12th, and are we 49? So just a couple percentage points higher, and we had that '09 outlier that was 7, 8 bushels above trend line. We've also got that that 2011 outlier that was 15
Yeah.
behind. So really, I don't know. There's a lot to be left to interpretation here, but a lot of outlier years on that. A
Yeah.
big cluster on that right side there.
Yeah. And you realize the last time we were above trend line yield or even at trend line yield, right, was that 2017? I can pull it back up if need be.
Hmm. Yeah,
Let's look at it.
I
Let's
think
look at it again.
one of the best things.
2018.
Okay, yeah, best thing going for the farmer right now is that 181 yield print, and will it go higher? Will it go lower? And to that point of maybe it goes a little lower.
Yeah.
We haven't made that
Because
drop yet.
this is the debate, and you and I aren't going to solve it here, but we haven't hit the trend line yield since 2018, right? Is that trend line yield? Have we caught up with genetics? Does the trend? The debate is: does it need to be adjusted down? Is that 181.5 attainable year in year out?
Hmm.
I still think we can grow some fantastic crops, right? We need some follow through. We're going to start debating. Late planting is going to be in the rear view very quickly, and we're going to start debating summer weather and seeing what that brings. But to me, still feels like a big yield, a trend line yield. It's still on the table. Doesn't mean we'll get there,
Yeah.
but we still have the potential. Is what
Don't bet against the American farmer, right, Connor? Don't bet against
absolutely,
them. So what do we got for
absolutely.
premium content here? What did Tommy do
Yeah.
yesterday?
I should have tied that in for the stock trading, but Tommy broke down looking at the Dow Jones. He also talked a little copper. Copper took a big hit yesterday. And so he talked through that price action. He talked to NVIDIA, right? The one winner that we saw. So great premium. Good to talk to, right? We're financial show that loves agriculture. That's what we love talking about, but we always make sure we're paying attention to the equity market as well. So, and then for today, right, this is a good segue into the cattle on feed. Brady, you're going to break down the numbers. What are we going to see on this cattle on feed report? And then maybe, depending on the action, you'll probably touch a little bit on LRP too, I'd imagine, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We'll talk those cattle numbers here this afternoon. Get that out to premium subscribers and the cattle customers we have. And then I think every Saturday, Tommy does a little episode with Don Wick that comes out on Saturday mornings to you guys too. So,
yep. And then I'd imagine Monday, we won't be doing the morning show, but I gotta imagine we'll be looking at doing something for that evening show, talking about the price action that Monday night, and also digesting over the weekend weather and all that. And so, do you want to walk through some cattle on feed numbers? I can pull them
yeah,
up
let's
for
pull
you.
them out. Cattle on feed estimates here. Report will be at 2 p.m. Central. The trade's looking for an on feed number. May being down 0.9% is the average guess. Significant range there on some of those guesses, though. That there's an estimate out there that's a 0.5% higher number total on feed here for May 1st. April placements 94.4% is the average guess. I think the on feed number in April. I read some stat that placements. I think 19 of the last 20 years were lower than lower than I can't remember the exact quote, so I better just stop there. But regardless, looking like a little bullish estimate from the average analyst estimates. I think a guy's got to be cautious going into that report. If it looks to tilt a little bullish, will it surprise the trade and not be bullish enough? We've had a nice run here. The cash market on cattle side of things has been resilient. We've had live cattle trading in the north, 192, 190. I think there was a 197 even maybe, but a significant cash market's pretty good. Yeah, we'll see what gets printed here this afternoon and digest those numbers.
Yeah, sounds great. Well, I think that's all we have for a show. Unless you got something else, Brady, you want to break down, we'll go ahead and call it. Have everyone again have a great and safe Memorial Day weekend. And again, thank you. Let's make sure we remember those who laid down their lives for this great country. Thank you to everyone that serves. Our producer, Rick, right? He's taking a week's vacation to move his son out to California, active duty in the Army. So thank you very much, Rick, your son. Thank you for your service. And
Yes.
With that, go ahead and close her up, Brady, and I'll find the button.
Okay. All right. Thank you for joining us today. Send us an email, info@atipromedia.com. Give us a call, 855-737-FARM. Visit the website, atipromedia.com. If you are interested in premium content, we got some great premium content. You'll get all our past episodes and then all the ones going forward for just $1 a day. Have a good day, Connor. We'll be back here after the close.
Yep. Have a great one. Bye.
Thanks for joining us. We're here every day, 9 a.m. Central. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.